Sup Shredders, my name is Logan, aka Spiderhands, and welcome to an SP Patrons video today that I'm making for Huang Shudong of a track by an act named Tang Dynasty titled 9 Beats, if DPL hasn't led me astray somewhat. And if we switch over to here, we have the track on Spotify, and we've got lyrics to this as well, again provided by Huang Shudong as part of their custom monthly music review, so thank you for that. Can listen through this track from start till finish, and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. It's nice to have these chorused guitars here. Oh, with the bass? Oh, damn. It's so lush sounding, dude. Oh, is this really loud? This is really loud. Crazy, man. I just wanted to make sure that I hadn't messed up the settings or the volume for anything like that. I had my volume headphones way louder than usual. Great amount of energy there with the hi-hats and these distorted chords coming in. It kind of gives me an Iron Maiden-ish kind of vibe, eh? A bit of phaser or flanging on those leads. Oh, I love the head voice and chest voice there. Great personality to the vocals. I just love these high voices, though, da-da, you know, those falsettos that are coming in. They sit so well nicely on top of those double track guitars and the bass and drums. Kind of acoustic kind of tone to distortion with those power chords. Frenetic old nitpicking there with those chugs. Oh, major turn with those chords. It's a very unusual sort of vocal style. I'm not used to as much of this falsetto stuff in a lot of the rock and metal that I listen to, but in terms of like the vocals from the 80s that I hear in a lot of the Western music as well, it kind of matches that a little bit, you know, like stylistically. Harmonizing really well with those chords and those harmony, you know, and the guitar parts. Eighth note flow of the drums is nice and welcome. Dude, it slaps, man. Great technique and finesse on the kit. Oh, did you hear that? Da-da-da-da-da-da, that 16th note shift there on that bass line there, running down that scale? Dope transition, man. Really clever stuff. Kind of a dreamy, more atmospheric part here. Phenomenal reverb on those sung takes. We got some tremolo work there. Classy act, man. Oh man, just it slaps, man. You got some palm. Sweep picking. Ooh, some neoclassical stuff. Nice choice, dude. Double time groove on the drums matches that well. That sense of urgency from that. Oh. An extra bar on each time? Oh no, an extra half bar. Oh, it's 9/8 or 5/4. Yeah, it's 5/4 on the second bar of each. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous technique. It's just such extreme technique, the speed of it. You can hear how clear a lot of those notes are down that low end, even though there's a lot of energy down there from a frequency perspective across the entirety of the mix. It's some of the most insane shred I've heard in quite a while, to be honest. It's just... it's just unbelievable. Like, seeing that live would have been an absolute treasure. To actually see him play that, all those notes there, would have been a stunning, stunning thing to behold. The tremolo technique is beautiful. I like how it was mimicking the vocal passage in its range like that. The great mirroring there, you know? Great handoff of the different lead parts. Stunning, man. Stunning track. Oh, it's so slow. It's so boisterous. Oh man, and the cymbal shimmers at the end. Great way of reinforcing, refining that motif to the end. Damn, what a journey that was. I actually really enjoyed that one. I really enjoyed that one. It's the Tang Dynasty are a dope act, dude. It's kind of trippy to realize that this was released 30 years ago now, in 1992. It's wild to think that, you know. We have got lyrics to look through though, so we'll check those out in a moment. So again, we got lyrics here provided by Huang Xudong in English. Cheers for that. Who will bring me a cup of bitter wine? I don't care. Oh, it's just a brain flow paralysis. Oh, okay. Alright, think of the past, habits have no clue, think of my moon. Okay, what is this about? What is this about? So I think this is someone going through some mental torment or something like that. Brain flow paralysis, so are we stuck on those thoughts of the past and can't get by them? Think of the past, habits have no clue, think of my moon, the comfort you feel when you lie. The moon belongs to my moon. The moon melts my moon. I want to share my life with you, no more twisting my cowardly nerves. Where was I when the mountain woke up? When the water is drunk, we can go away together. Oh, okay. So what is this track about? Is it about someone being in their own head? Is it like about mental health issues or something? Someone struggling with their own demons, you know, trying to come to terms with what's going on there. They're saying that suicide won't solve it, you know. They're saying that they don't think that dying would solve it, so they're attempting to rise up to the challenge and kind of go up against it, I suppose. When the water is drunk, we go away together. I don't know what the where was I when the mountain woke up thing. I'm not sure. I mean, the anonymous amorous inferiority no longer exists. The desire for expression is no longer closed. Oh, okay. So is this about someone sort of realizing themselves who they are as a human being? They want to share the life with you. I mean, there's several ways you could view it. Because this is effectively my review of this track. What was it, 9 beats? Yeah, it said that it was 9 beats. 9 beats, whether it's 9 heartbeats or something like that, I'm not sure. If that's completely mistranslated, blame Deepal. Yeah, I think that this track is about someone who's going through some mental anguish, is trying to let go of their inhibitions, realize themselves, come to terms with the difficulties of their life, and reach for a higher place. You know, they're sick of being in that dark place and they really want something different. And I know there's no way to move but to move forward. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think a lot of people are potentially going to find inspiration from this song to not give up, to continue moving forward and to make the most of your life and to not let stuff get you down. You know, I know it's easier said than done, but sometimes you just need to have someone else say it for you to believe it. And hopefully this helped people through their tough times as well, if I'm not completely misinterpreting what it's about. I think the vocals in this song were extraordinary. Tang Dynasty has a sensational singer, really comfortable head to chest voice. Their falsettos were absolutely incredible. So loud and full sounding, you know. We really sort of soared and wailed on top of the guitars, the bass and the drum parts there. Absolutely no filler there whatsoever. It was so full of movement. And there was so much to appreciate and enjoy there from like not only a technique perspective, but we were really selling that performance, someone going through that inner strife, that turmoil there. It sounded like Tang Dynasty had lived it. And I adore it to pieces, man. I adore the effort put into that singing by the vocalist. They really sold the performance for sure. The structure of the track was your tradition. It had like an instrumental intro. We had a few verses and a few choruses and then a couple of solo bits, especially that extended solo just before the outro chorus, and that was enough to keep us entertained for the 6 minutes 37. It obviously is a long track. I mean, I don't know if this would be everyone's first impression to, you know, how they'd feel about it. I suppose a lot of the power from this track comes from understanding the lyrics natively. But I'm also aware that a lot of bands within this genre make music about this length, and it's because they can actually write songs that are engaging and compelling the whole way through. And I think that this is no exception to that. I believe the song was well structured. I didn't feel like 6.5 minutes. It did feel like there was a lot of stuff going on within it. There were lots of different riff ideas, little shreddy and power chordal bits from the guitars there. The bass with its sort of anchor notes and chord notes, like 8th note grooves and the 16th note transitions. The drums going between half time and normal time and sort of some double time occasionally, really sort of flexing themselves a little bit to sort of fit whatever needs to be done. And ultimately, it's just a really great sort of accompaniment to what's going on with the singing and the storytelling. And it was so heavy and full sounding, and it was a really unsettling, unnerving chord progression as well. Bum, 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 bum. We sounded like we were floating and sort of like sizzling inside our own skull. It was not a comfortable or happy feeling for everyone involved. It was tense. It was difficult. It was something that really people involved, they were having a hard time with, and that was communicated not only through the vocals but also through the instrumental performance as well. There was a tension and like a chaos, especially to the solo sections there, where it was just so fast. You know, even the prettier sort of melodic sweep picking arpeggios were still tinged with a sense of edginess there, which I thoroughly appreciated. It fits well with the overall sort of vibe and sort of mystique of the thing, and I think that Tang Dynasty should be proud of themselves. Honestly, I really think they made a splendid track today. There was a great chemistry between the band members, especially going between those fast sort of solo bits to the halftime chorus section there. Everything was nice and tight. There wasn't a note out of place. And ultimately, again, it just shows the professionalism of the band. They're at the top of their game at this point. I've got nothing but love for what they're doing here. I could listen through the rest of the album quite happily, and I hope they continue. I hope the rest of the music on this is just as good as this. There's a few with 100,000 plays or more. I might be keen to check those out as well at some point. Finally, you know, the production, recording, and mixing and mastering, I feel like I'm missing some stuff out here. You know, like, I mean, I've talked about how the music kind of sounds like someone going through their own sort of mental struggle and journey and trying to find that sort of moon, but never quite getting to it. But the recording quality was very 80s in the sense that I think that's a positive thing. It was reminiscent of like thrash metal and the power metal and sort of like the kind of hair metal from the 80s. It was huge, it was big and vivacious and kind of gritty as well at the same time. There were some uncomfortable intervals and choices there with the notes and the beats and stuff like that. And obviously, you know, the vocals had an interesting sort of twang and sort of approach to them. But it was also handled so well by the studio involved with the recording of the singing, the vocalist and the other instrumentalists. All the takes within this track were done exceptionally well, nice and clear with ample filtering, lots of interesting effects on the guitar parts, especially with like filtering and phasing and like a little bit of like obviously distortion, a little bit of sort of, you know, like we had lots of fun stuff, you know, fun stuff going on. The bass and the drums were nice and tight and compressed and sort of side-chained. There was a nice compression and a sort of reverb chain on the vocals there, which made it sort of sit there and have a bit more presence and ambience. It was nice and wide in the stereo field again, and there was no weird resonances in the frequency spectrum. And then finally, the limiting compression was absolutely spotless, because this is effectively my review of this track, 9 beats from Tang Dynasty. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go check out their various social medias and their Spotify page, and stay cool and stay safe. And please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you in the next SP Patrons video. Spiderhands out.